Well, howdy, Madcap Toys fans. Happy Friday. You are back in the toy barn. I hope you've had a fantastic week and things have been going well for you. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you hit the bell for all notifications, because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know, and comments, you know we love them, so just keep them on coming. Thank you to all the subscribers that have been coming to our channel. We have found out a few of you have just now noticed that we were on the existing YouTube planet. So thank you for subscribing, and we do appreciate you, and keep on coming with the comments. We love them. Yeah, so today I'm filming this, even though it's your Friday, it's our Saturday, the day after the 4th of July. The Lesters were unconventional this year, though. We didn't really celebrate like we normally do. We're usually big on buying fireworks, cooking out, eating hot dogs, hamburgers, and the like, and just enjoying family. But this year, everybody had something going on. And this year, Daren had been a little ill with the allergies and so forth. And it is so hot outside. Today alone was 93 degrees. And we just felt like we just didn't have it in us physically to do it this year, to be out in the element and do all that. So we said, hey kids, if you have other things to do them. We'll be fine. We're just going to hang out, at the Christmas cottage, aka Toy Barn, and just kind of do a little bit of work, but also relax in the air conditioning. And so that's what we did, as Daren continues to get better and better from his, what we think is seasonal allergy issues or something. So we just did very little outside today. Daren had sprayed some weeds, hoping that would help, kill the allergies off. And then I painted one of my ceramic yard ornaments, a bunny rabbit, because she's went through a couple of hailstorms in the last couple of years, and she had white spots all over her gray body. And I had some craft paint, and I gave her a nice little makeover, so she looks lovely back on the flower beds now. So did that, but mostly we just basically stayed inside today and did a little work. It's Saturday, so we worked on listing. Daren's right now taking pictures as we speak of more football cards as well as coins, and I listed some more media, and we're going to be continuing to do that as the evening progresses a little bit more. So just kind of spending it that way. I know that down the road here, we have a fireworks display happening soon, where most of the town, when they normally go to the YMCA by the Walmart and then do it, tonight, there's a industrial company that decided to take on the joy of that, along with some food trucks and some music, people that are playing music. And so most of our town's going that way, so it's not very far from us. I'm thinking we may even get to see fireworks from our front yard, because it's just right, not too far from our house, less than a mile. So you just never know. So I'm filming this a few hours before where I think it's going to start booming. So hopefully we won't be hearing huge booming through this video anyway. So yeah, so it's just been kind of unconventional, but we decide that, probably in the next bit between Halloween and Christmas, we're going to get together a lot before the end of the year when the weather cools down, so we're not too worried about that. So you guys came to the video for something, and that's what you came for, and that's what I'm going to deliver. So amongst everything, we had an issue with an item, not because we had an issue with tracking, not because we had an issue of what we did wrong, or did anything wrong, because we didn't. But it's something that we had an issue that crept up because the buyer did something wrong. And so I had to spend today about 45 minutes on the phone with eBay customer service to get things kind of off our back, so to speak. So as resellers, we always hopefully can assume that when you get an order received, that the buyer has their address correct in the system. 99.9% of the time, I always, no matter what platform it is, I use my Dymo label writer thermal printer, and I purchase on eBay. I purchase the labels through eBay, and it gets directly posted on directly through them of whatever the address is put on. I think I may have used Pirate Ship maybe once or twice. I have an account with, but I haven't used them. But mostly I'm direct with everything, with eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, District, and the like. So with this particular item, you guys had seen the item. It was basically an auto repair manual, and I think I showed off the sale 4 or 5 videos back, I believe. And so we did our normal, received the order. We didn't get a contact from the buyer at that point. We processed it and we shipped it out. Several days pass and the buyer contacts us and says, I haven't received the item and I accidentally didn't update my address, or I didn't update my address, but I didn't add a P.O. box number to that address. Well, that item was long shipped out, right? So fast forward to today, the buyer opens an item not received case. And they literally say they want the item, however, they accidentally didn't fix their address at the moment. So they had a case, it was escalated, and it said, you know, eBay said, we're gonna open it up and make a decision. Well, I wanted to let them know our side of the story. So I went through chat, said, hey, have someone call me. They said, we'll call you in a minute. They called me, hey, what's going on? And even what should have taken maybe 5 or 10 minutes on, of course, when you're working with a process, it seems like they kind of strung it out. So it ended up being like a 45-minute call between 2 individuals. But anyway, so I let them know, hey, we shipped it out with a confirmed address that they put in their account. You know, we didn't ship it the same day. You know, it took so many hours, 24 hours or more to process. We processed the order. We shipped it out to the confirmed address that you told us to send. And we did our thing. It showed up tracking. It showed delivery. And somewhere in between, it was refused. Whether it's the buyer refused it, whether it was the post office that refused it, what have you. And I said, then they told us after the fact, and you can see in the eBay messages in our messagery that this individual did not update the address until after the fact, after the whole order was done, days later, and said that they forgot to add a post office box, etc. So we said, basically, until we get the item back, unless we receive shipping, an extra shipping, because we used the shipping, it wasn't our fault, we used the shipping, this case needs to be closed because we did exactly what we were supposed to do. So like I said, it took about 45 minutes. They come back, they acknowledged that we shipped the item, they acknowledged that we had the tracking details and updated the tracking and did everything that we could. And so they ended up closing the case in our favor and told the buyer if they wanted the item still, they were going to have to basically pay for extra shipping to get it shipped. So right now it's kind of in the MIA-ville right now, but anyway, they did close the case, which is good. Thank you, eBay, because again, first things first, and what I'm going to say is this, I actually have done I order stuff online all the time. Last night I did an Amazon order for my psoriasis. I got some vitamin D3 and also got some herbal cream that I'm hoping eases, at least if it doesn't heal the psoriasis, at least kind of relieve the itching and the ugliness of it a little bit. So, but before I even hit pay, right, I made sure in my account that, of course, my address was still the same. It was just like I needed. I checked everything before I hit pay now. I made sure that my address was coinciding with the card I used, etc., before I went and proceeded with the order. The individuals, buyers, even on eBay, you have those seconds, that time, once you purchase something, to be able to make sure that before you buy anything, that your account stays. Because if you've got that, hey, I want to buy that you make sure that your address is updated, the shipping address coincides with where you want it to go at that moment, right? Before you add it to the cart, pay for the item, etc. They have those options. So once a seller receives that and it's within the handling time and the processing, and they get it packed, prepared, and shipped, and that label is on it, they can't expect hours or days later that they're going to go, oh, wait a minute, yeah, I know you got it in there, but yeah, I didn't put my address in right, or wrong address, etc. Once it leaves our hands, once we provide that tracking, we do exactly what we're supposed to do as resellers. So you shouldn't be punished for shipping something out that you did correctly, and now this package is MIA, and now this like the person said on the phone, they said it looks like there was a refusal either on the buyer's end or their post office end or something, but it didn't happen. So they acknowledged that something happened on that end. It's not the reseller's fault if the address was wrong. You do what you can do. And also too, if the buyer does still want the item and you get the item back, then, you know, it's on them to pay the shipping out to have it resent or what have you, or take the loss, because again, there you go. It's that way. Always make sure that the address in your account is legit before you start making purchases. Makes sense? Makes sense. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that. But again, did spend some time. I did get through to eBay even on a Saturday late afternoon, but they did close the case and all as well. Have you had that happen before, where you received a sale, you got it all packed and shipped, spent your handling time, shipped it out correctly, and several days later someone comes around saying, wrong address, sorry, do something, and you did everything you could, right? Then they put an item not received case on you and escalation, and you look like a fly on the wall. Let me know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. All right, so we've got some items on the regular Godfather Madcap Toys. And I was looking at it because I have been doing a few, as you guys know, videos ahead, and noticed that there was some skipping involved on some items, and I thought, I don't skip items, so what's going on? I had noticed that the reason why there was a few skipped items was because at the time when I filmed the video, those particular items were still pending shipment, so that's why they weren't underpaid and shipped. So I figured that out. It took me 10 minutes to figure out, but I finally figured it out, so all is well there. So let's get started. So basically, going back to Madcap Toys, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, notice I'm skipping, 9, 10, 11, 12 items that we need to talk about today on the regular Madcap Toys. Madcap Toys still has one pending. Madcap Toys Plus has several pending. And we got several on Macari to talk about, and Poshmark that we need to talk about soon. But we're going to start back with Madcap Toys Plus, or Madcap Toys The Godfather, and go from there. It shows a lot of exciting stuff that has been purchased starting in July, which is fantastic. So we're going to start with here. The very first one, media, of course, right? We've both been selling media like crazy. This is from 2011, Jason Crabb. The Song Lives On, Gaither Gospel series. Found in the shed, of course. And Daren just does these deals, right? He's making some deals. This was actually under $5, but I think he sent an offer and it was received and accepted. This one sold for $3.38 plus shipping to boot. Very, very nice. Got a good deal. And it was a really good case too. Very, very nice. All right, and next up, another CD. I believe this is a song CD, I guess. From 1999, Go Simpsonic with the Simpsons from 20th Century Fox. And of course, this was also found in the media area in the shed. And I heard something back there. And this was sold for, I don't think there's anybody back there. But it was funny how I heard that. And this one probably up in the, if you hear the birds, probably on the roof. This one sold for $3.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. And moving past from the last video here, blah, blah, blah. Ah, this one just got positive feedback today. Love this one. So remember when we talked about the American Silver Eagles? We had this person and had some issues, and they said they were terrible and all that. Well, not too long after, we sold another Silver American Eagle, even though it was a different year, and we got super positive feedback on this one. Exactly like we had it. This one here is 1993 Silver American Eagle Bullion 1 ounce toned. Of course, we've shown that it was toned there. Found in the desk. And this one sold for $49.98 plus ship. This one was very, very nice. Great positive feedback there. Now, also remember, I told you guys that I did wrap in Frankenbox, that's a reseller term, a helicopter. This is the helicopter that I Frankenboxed the other day. 2023 New Mitten Box Vivitar Air Rover Jumbo Helicopter. That one was really nice. Daren got that in a pallet buy, and it was in really, really good shape. And they took advantage, I believe, of, it was a end of the month June coupon that Daren had. And it sold very good still for $59.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. And the shipping worked out too, which was very nice. I used two 16 by 8 by 12 boxes, Frankenboxed together, side by side, wrapped the middle, the sides, worked perfect, was still under poundage, exactly what it was. It worked out beautifully. All right, and from HeroClix Box 2, we had 2015 WizKids HeroClix Batman Collector Gaming Piece. And this gaming piece sold for $5.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. We still have a ton of HeroClix. We have 2 little boxes worth, I mean, pretty good size box. Shouldn't say little, about this big and that big. Tubs full of HeroClix. All kinds. We already did this one in the last video. Okay, and a video game. So we got a video game here from 2007. This is the Sims 2 Disc 1 CD. And wow, Daren sold it for a whopping $2. $2 plus ship. So they got a steal of a deal there. They also used a end of the month coupon there. All right, and next up, this is where the Christmas in July really got started after the helicopter. This person did not only buy 1, but they bought 2, and it's a complete sellout of La La Loopsy. So we got these in a Target pallet buy in the recent past. La La Loopsy Littles Sprinkle Spice Cookie with Pet Cookie Mouse was found on Olivia Shelf 5 in the back over there. Complete sellout. They even used the volume discount, which was a good idea. And altogether, these sold for $31.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. Made really, really good profit on that. And we're still selling loose action figures. It's been a while. Yeah, been quite a while. But we still sell them. We still got all kinds. This is actually a vintage one. 1986 Mask Kenner Floyd Malloy Collector action figure. Found in the Odds and Ends tote. And thank you, Brian, for being a repeat buyer. We appreciate you. And it sold for $6.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. And another media buy. Just packed this one, I believe, last night. From 2000, the Best of Leslie Gore, the Millennium Collection. CD. Of course, was their Siri. Was found in the shed, of course, in our media area. And this one sold for $5.98 plus ship. And I also packed this one last night, too. This is another loose action figures. Maybe the loose action figures are just going to start humming along. It's great. 2004, this was found in the Star Wars tote. 2004 Star Wars Hasbro Darth Vader cloth cape and skirt. So I had one, if you notice, on his neck, he has like a little silver thread right there. I had to make sure it was that particular one because we do have another 2004 cloth cape and skirt, but it didn't have the silver thread there. So I went downstairs and was like, is this it? No. And then I had to go back upstairs and then find the one that had the thread. So it worked out. It worked out pretty good. So it only took maybe about 5 more minutes, but we found it, we got it, I packed it and all of that. So again, 2004 Star Wars Hasbro Darth Vader cloth cape and skirt action figure sold for $5 plus ship. And another complete sellout. We had these plastic carrying cases. I'm not sure if Daren got that. I think he either got that in a lot buy, a private pick buy, or he got them at a yard sale. I don't know. He can tell me at the TV which one it is, right? But he had these for a little bit. So I'm thinking it was more of a private lot, but I don't know. But they bought all 2 of them. We were afraid. We didn't know at first if eBay had doubled our quantity, because sometimes they do that when they play with the site. Shame, shame, shame. But no, it was right. So it was found in Boneyard Shelf 3. We call it Boneyard Shelf or Army Shelf back in the back. We used to do a Boneyard series, so we'll have to explain that a little bit later. Shimano plastic carrying case. Bought 2 of them. Got the volume discount too, which was great. And they sold all together for $15.96 plus ship. Again, we probably maybe paid, I don't even know, with a whole lot, maybe $50, $100 less. So for those 2 things that were supposed to be a part of some things for that was great. Really, really good. And lastly, I just packed this to ship on Monday. This is brand new, sealed in plastic, never been opened. 2014 New Mint Package Blu-ray and DVD Fading Gigolo from Millennium Entertainment, found of course in the media shelf in the back. And like I told Daren, I said, man, that sold for really good for sale. What was you thinking? He goes, I don't know. I had some things to where I comped them. I comped them for the price since we paid very little for them and did it that way. But man, they got a good deal. It sold for $3.64 plus shipping to boot. Fantastic. So those were the 12 items on regular Madcap Toys. Daren has 1 pending order, and we'll talk about that in upcoming videos. And then I need to talk to you guys about some that sold on Mercari and Poshmark before we do more Madcap Toys Plus. So I'm going to pack and stack this up, lock this up for the evening, and probably list a little bit more after my bath and maybe a small midnight snack. Who knows? But you guys have been super fantastic. We love you, and until next time, bye-bye.